If you love horror comedies, the 2000s were packed with some of the best the genre has to offer. From zombie outbreaks to over-the-top gore and darkly hilarious twists, these films prove that horror and humor go hand in hand. So, let's count down the top 10 horror comedies of the 2000s. 10. Bubba Ho-tep. Bubba Ho-tep, a bizarre but surprisingly heartfelt horror comedy starring Bruce Campbell as an elderly Elvis Presley living in a nursing home.
Don't make me use my stuff on you, baby.
When an ancient Egyptian mummy starts stealing the souls of the residents, Elvis teams up with a man who believes he's JFK to stop the supernatural threat. While the premise sounds ridiculous, the film also explores deeper themes of aging and identity. Bruce Campbell's transformation into an elderly Elvis was no small feat. He spent over 5 hours in the makeup chair each day to bring the king to life in his later years. 9. Jennifer's Body. Initially misunderstood upon release, Jennifer's Body has since become a cult classic, praised for its dark humor, feminist themes, and endlessly quotable dialogue.
It's just that I like the same things that she likes.
Hey Jennifer, you look really pretty.
Why don't you just come by my place? That was random.
Written by Diablo Cody and starring Megan Fox as a high school cheerleader possessed by a demon, the film blends horror and satire in a way that was ahead of its time. To make Jennifer's transformation more unsettling, Fox went method between takes, staying in character and even depriving herself of sleep to enhance her eerie, hollow-eyed look. Her dedication paid off, as her performance remains one of the film's highlights.
You could have anybody that you want. My chip. No, I'm killing boys. Are you scared?
8. Slither. James Gunn's Slither is a gross-out horror comedy filled with slimy alien parasites, disgusting body horror, and razor-sharp wit.
We've got a real problem.
Doing things to people, turning them into some kind of monsters.
When a meteorite crash lands in a small town, it unleashes a grotesque plague that turns people into mindless, slug-infested creatures. The film is packed with references to classic horror films, but one of the coolest Easter eggs is a subtle nod to The Thing. In one scene, a character is watching TV, and if you listen closely, you can hear a clip from John Carpenter's 1982 classic playing in the background, foreshadowing the body horror that unfolds.
How's everybody's evening? Good? Good.
7. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. This underrated gem is a brilliant deconstruction of slasher movie villains.
The boy murdered Silas, buried his body in the fields, and dragged Molly from the house, hanging her in the farm's apple orchard.
Behind the Mask follows a documentary crew profiling an aspiring serial killer, Leslie Vernon, who meticulously plans his murders while explaining the rules of slasher films. The movie is both a hilarious satire and a genuinely gripping horror film, especially when it transitions from mockumentary to full-blown slasher in the final act. Horror fans will appreciate the many Easter eggs hidden throughout the film, including cameos from genre icons like Robert Englund and Zelda Rubinstein. 6. Black Sheep. New Zealand's Black Sheep is an absurd horror comedy about genetically mutated, flesh-eating sheep terrorizing the countryside.
Bloody animals.
It's as ridiculous as it sounds, fully embracing its bizarre premise with dark humor and over-the-top gore. One of the most impressive aspects of the film is its practical effects, which were created by Weta Workshop, the same legendary studio behind the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The high-quality creature effects make the killer sheep both terrifying and hilarious, proving that even the most absurd ideas can be executed brilliantly.
What are you doing in here?
You wouldn't understand.
5. Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat is a masterfully crafted Halloween anthology that blends horror, dark comedy, and folklore-inspired storytelling.
During the spookiest time of the year, there are a few guidelines all ghosts and goblins should follow. Always stay on sidewalks. Never go to a stranger's house. And never go out alone.
The film weaves together multiple spooky tales that all take place on Halloween night, with the mysterious, pumpkin-headed Sam acting as a mischievous enforcer of the holiday's traditions. One of the film's most interesting trivia bits is that Sam is played by child actor Quinn Lord, who also appears briefly unmasked as a trick-or-treater dressed as a medieval knight. This small detail adds a fun meta element to the film, rewarding eagle-eyed viewers.
It's about respecting the customs, not breaking them.
4. Planet Terror. Robert Rodriguez's Planet Terror is a love letter to grindhouse cinema, packed with grotesque zombie action, outrageous humor, and absurdly over-the-top moments, including Rose McGowan's iconic machine gun leg.
I swore to my men that I'd do everything in my power to keep them alive.
The film embraces its exploitation roots, complete with a missing reel gag that hilariously skips over a crucial moment in the story. This wasn't just a stylistic choice, Rodriguez used it as a clever way to cut costs while adding to the film's throwback aesthetic. With cheesy dialogue, non-stop action, and a B-movie vibe, Planet Terror is a bloody, hilarious thrill ride.
How's that?
They're not dead.
The hell are the bodies?
They're gone.
They're not stopping.
The hell is going on?
3. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Tucker and Dale vs. Evil brilliantly flips slasher movie tropes on their head. The film follows two kind-hearted hillbillies, played by Alan Tudyk and Tyler Labine, who are mistaken for murderous psychopaths by a group of panicked college students.
They captured Allison!
Oh, it's some pancakes. You hate pancakes. I'm gonna make you something else.
As the students accidentally kill themselves in increasingly ridiculous ways, Tucker and Dale are left confused and horrified. To make the horror feel more real, the filmmakers kept the actors playing the college kids separate from Tudyk and Labine during production so that their reactions to them would be more genuine. This clever approach helped elevate the comedy and made the film a cult favorite. 2. Zombieland. Zombieland is a high-energy horror comedy that mixes gruesome zombie action with hilarious character dynamics. Jesse Eisenberg, Woody Harrelson, Emma Stone, and Abigail Breslin make up an unlikely team navigating a post-apocalyptic world with humor and heart. Harrelson's obsession with Twinkies and Eisenberg's survival rules make for some of the film's best comedic moments, but its most famous scene is the surprise Bill Murray cameo. Interestingly, that role was originally written for Patrick Swayze, but he had to decline due to illness. Other actors considered included Sylvester Stallone and Matthew McConaughey before Murray finally stepped in, resulting in one of the greatest cameos in movie history.
Welcome to Zombieland.
1. Shaun of the Dead. At the top of the list is Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright's brilliant blend of zombie horror and British comedy. Starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, this film follows a slacker trying to survive a zombie apocalypse while still dealing with his mundane life. The film's witty script, creative editing, and heartfelt moments helped it become a cult classic. Many of the zombie extras were actually fans of Spaced, the British sitcom co-created by Wright and Pegg. They volunteered to be in the movie after responding to an online casting call, proving just how much love there was for Wright's work even before Shaun of the Dead hit theaters.
Nice, good vocal work. Let's all try it together, shall we? 1, 2...
And that's our list of the top 10 horror comedies of the 2000s. Whether you're into zombie mayhem, over-the-top gore, or clever genre parodies, this decade had some of the best horror comedy gems out there. But now, I want to hear from you. Did your favorite make the list, or is there a horror comedy from the 2000s that deserves more love? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more horror content. And if you want to support the channel, consider sharing this video with your fellow horror fans. It really helps. Thanks for watching. Until next time.